Hey there. Welcome to FlowFit Yoga Online and welcome to your practice. My name is Lexis and I'm really excited for you to be here with me today. Today's class is going to be approximately 20 minutes long and it's going to be focused on pelvic floor health. So this is really an all-encompassing class. You don't have to essentially just be a woman or postpartum or an older human to be able to gain benefits out of this class. This is really for anyone and everyone because we all have pelvic floor muscles and we all could use some good coordination and awareness in that area because it tends to be forgotten every now and then, especially as life gets in the way, all the things of life. So this class is to develop not only exercises and tools to learn how to strengthen the pelvic floor muscles to prevent ourselves from using the restroom when we don't want to, but really to develop a relationship and a coordination, a proper coordination in regards to breath and the engagement and relaxation of the muscles. Because health, pelvic floor health, like I said, it's not only about contracting the muscles, it's really about learning how to coordinate movement with strength, learning how to coordinate breath with movement, and how to let our body work in its most optimal and efficient way. So we're going to practice that through myofascial release, through breath awareness, pelvic floor awareness, and some strengthening exercises as well, and stretches. So just so you all know, a little anatomy kind of lesson is that when you take a deep breath in, your diaphragm right underneath your rib cage, it presses the abdominal contents down towards your pelvic floor, these little muscles, this hammock of muscles that includes your sphincter muscles that when they contract, you're preventing yourself from using the restroom. So when you inhale, like I said, the abdominal contents push down on the pelvic floor, which opens the pelvic floor. That's why you're supposed to take an inhale when you are ready to use the restroom, because it opens the sphincter muscles and lets the floodgates go. And then when you exhale, the diaphragm starts to pull back up, which creates space for the abdominal organs to rise again, which inevitably pulls the pelvic floor muscles in and up and closes the sphincter muscles. And so we're going to learn we're going to practice how to coordinate our breath with the engagement and relaxation of our pelvic floor. So that, next time you cough, or you're jump roping, or you're running, you know how to breathe and properly contract and relax those areas to prevent, hopefully, issues or leakage in the future. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. If you don't have a foam roller or a block, those are really the props that are optional. I would grab, however, a towel, at least if you have a towel or a folded up blanket. We're gonna roll it to the approximate same kind of diameter as a foam roller, but maybe just a little bit smaller because we're going to use it for a little myofascial release. If you don't have any of these tools, totally cool. Just skip the myofascial release and go straight into where we're breathing on our back. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. If you do have a towel, roll it up. We're going to place it on the bottom area of our belly. And we're going to lay down on our belly on the floor. And so what we're doing right now is with this myofascial release, sometimes when it comes to learning how to efficiently move the body, it's good to relax and release certain areas of the body that tend to be compensatory, that tend to compensate for these smaller muscles. And this will hopefully allow us to really isolate these muscles by releasing these bigger areas, such as the belly. And so with that, you can be on your forearms or you can rest your head down on the tops of your palms. I'm not gonna rest, I'm gonna stay on my forearms just because of my microphone. And just start to take some big belly breaths. Just allow the compression of your belly, of the towel on your belly, to bring some good blood flow, some circulation in your low back. You may notice that when you inhale and press your belly into the towel, your low back kind of expands behind you. And then when you exhale, really just try to melt your belly over the towel. Now, one or two more breaths. Okay. And then just slowly remove the towel from underneath you. And then just rest on your belly for just a moment just to see if there's any transition, in quality of breath that happened as a result of a little pressure. Take some expansive inhales, long exhales. Awesome. All right, and then we're going to roll over to your side. If you have a foam roller, place it alongside of you. I'm going to roll over to my right side to start and rest my head into my hand, or you can rest your head into your bicep, whatever feels more comfortable. And just go ahead and lift your top leg, place it on top of the foam roller like you would a pillow in bed. And then just use your top hand to kind of support you as you roll your foam roller along the inner thigh. All the way down to the knee, all the way up to where the inner thigh attaches really close to this pelvic floor area. And then if you find maybe a sticky spot, a little pressure point, you may stay there and just kind of bend and straighten your leg. And start to take some deep breaths if you haven't already. All right, just a few more rocks and rolls. Good. And then just go ahead and roll over to your back just for a moment or two. Let your brain kind of register. Windshield wiper out your legs. See if there's any changes in sensation of left side versus right. And then we're going to roll over to the other side. So slowly make your way over to the opposite side. So the opposite leg will be on the foam roller. And go ahead and just glide that foam roller along the inside of your opposite thigh. And again, if you find a sticky spot, you can kind of bend and straighten your leg, or just kind of hang out in an area that feels good. 1 or 2 more breaths. Awesome. And then roll over to your back and remove the foam roller. You won't need it any longer. Come on to your back. Again, take a little windshield wiper action, kind of check in. And then slowly make the movements less and less and less until you find a position where your knees are either knocked together or directly over your hips. And just place one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. We're going to do some diaphragmatic breathing so we can kind of visualize and experiment with the coordination between breath and pelvic floor. So take a big breath in. When you inhale, notice your belly expand and press into your top or bottom hand. And notice the muscles of your pelvic floor open, almost as if you're opening the floodgates. Feel a broadening. And then when you exhale, feel this gentle pulling in and up, like you're preventing yourself from using the restroom. So the sphincter muscles close, belly gently pulls into the spine, diaphragm lifts back up. And then when you inhale, feel an expansion of your low belly, low back, sides of belly, and opening, a blossoming of the muscles down below. And then exhale, feel this slight contracture of these muscles in the hammock area. Feel them pull in and up like an elevator lifting from your tailbone up to your low belly. And then inhale, belly expands, the elevator drops down to level 1 again, open, expand the muscles. And then exhale, pull in and up. Feel this lifting, this contracture. And inhale, open. Exhale, close, pull in and up. Do that a few more times with your breath. So think about it. When you cough, that's usually a big exhale. And so when you exhale and cough, really there shouldn't be a pushing out of anything. There should be really a lifting in and up when you cough. Maybe you practice that. Practice pulling in and up on the cough. Closing the muscles and then inhale, opening. Good. Now go ahead and bring your hands to your hips, the sides of your pelvic bowl right here, these hip bones. And this pelvic bowl, it's essentially facing your face, or it's tilted towards your face. So when you tilt your pelvic bowl towards the floor, towards your rib cage or chest area, spilling the contents out onto your belly. Tailbone's gonna round. You're gonna pull your muscles in and up and exhale. And then on your inhale, you're gonna tilt your pelvic bowl up towards the ceiling. You may manually do that with your fingertips. Feel a big breath in and an opening and expanding, and your low back may come off the ground, but your hips stay on the ground. And then exhale, rock your pelvis down towards your face as if you're spilling the contents. Pull your pelvic floor in and up, belly into spine. And then inhale, open, blossom. Exhale, rock the pelvis towards your face, close, pull in and up. One more time. Inhale, open, blossom, relax, expand. Exhale, close, pull in and up. Nice, and then slowly windshield wiper out your knees. And then we're gonna go ahead and make our way, actually, to do some bridges. All right, so go ahead and place your feet directly underneath your hips. Now we're gonna move in a little bit more broader movement with the breath, with pelvic floor engagement. So what I mean by that is when your hips are on the ground and you're in this neutral position to start, take a big inhale here. Breathe in, feel an expansion down there, feel an opening. And when you exhale, tilt your pelvic bowl towards your face, pull your pelvic floor in and up, belly into spine, and lift your hips off the ground. So essentially, belly's pulled into spine, diaphragm is pulled up, pelvic floor muscles are pulled in and up like you're preventing using the restroom. And then inhale, lower your hips, let everything expand, broaden, big belly breath. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone, push the feet down, lift the hips up, pull in and up. And then inhale, open, lower the hips, expand, belly, breath. Exhale, round the low back, tuck the tailbone, lift hips, lift pelvic floor in and up. One or two more times with your breath. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Open. Exhale to lift. When you lift, as you're pulling in and up, you may take a cough. Just to notice this lifting when you cough. Nice, and then lower your hips down, windshield wiper out your knees, so good. All right. And then just roll over to one side. I'm gonna start on my left side just because this was an easier rock for me. And then we're gonna take some clamshells. So now we're gonna support strength. So we just did dynamic movement, we did breathing, coordinating breath with the engagement and contraction. Now we're just gonna strengthen for a second. So your head can rest into your biceps or onto your palm of your hand. You're gonna keep your heels together and imagine there's a wall behind your back. So you don't want to rock your hips back. You wanna imagine your back is gonna stay flat onto an imaginary wall. All you're gonna do is slowly lift your top knee off of your bottom knee and keep your heels together. Feel this muscle on the outside of your hip engage. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Nice, so inhale here, feel a broadening and opening. And then exhale, lift the knee, pull in and up of the pelvic floor, feel the engagement. Let's do that a few times. Inhale, lower, open, relax. Exhale, do the work. Inhale, open, relax. Exhale, lift the knee, pull the pelvic floor in and up. With your breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. A few more. You can go as fast or as slow as you want, as long as you feel that you're isolating this muscle at the top hip. 3, 2, 1. Hold your knee at the top, lower an inch, lift an inch. Lower an inch, lift an inch. Pull the pelvic floor in and up. Keep your belly pulled into your spine and pulse. Feel this muscle at the top of the hip engage and almost fatigue. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, so good. Roll over to your back. Maybe pull your knees into your chest. Or cross your legs, right leg over left, or whichever leg was clamshelling, cross that over on top. Pull your shins in towards you. And then let's do the other side. I'm just gonna roll over this side, so I'm still facing you. All right, you got to imagine your wall behind your back, hand to the top hip or maybe to this muscle right here so you can really visualize it contracting. Bend your knees and slowly lift your top knee off of your bottom. Feel the engagement, feel the contracture. Take a big exhale. Inhale, lower the knee. Open, expand. Exhale, lift the knee, and again, pull pelvic floor in and up like you're preventing yourself from using the restroom. Inhale, lower, relax. Exhale, lift knee, pull pelvic floor up. Inhale, relax. Exhale, do the work. About 5 more times. Last one. Now pause at the top. Lower an inch, lift an inch, lower an inch, lift an inch. Feel this muscle at the top of your hip, almost fatigue. Try not to lean back, try to stay facing forward. Keep this pelvis nice and stable like it's in cement. Just lift the thigh. 3, 2, 1. Oh, so good. Roll over to your back, pull your knees into your chest, give yourself a big squeeze, or cross that leg that you just did some clamshells with over your opposite leg and pull your shins in towards one another. Awesome. And then roll your knees to one side. Let's come to a tabletop position. We have one more little exercise and then we'll get into some stretches. All right. So come onto your hands and knees. Use the towel for your knees if you want a little extra padding. And then go ahead and extend your right leg back behind you. And lift your right leg up off the floor about 6 inches. And bend your right knee. All right, so what we're gonna do is check out my low back. You're gonna take a little round in your low back, just so you can isolate the front of your hip. And then we're gonna start to pulse our heel up to the ceiling. So the rounding in the back, what that's gonna do is that's gonna isolate the muscles of the leg, so you're not using your back to pulse the foot up. You're really isolating the muscles that attach at the hip, so we can strengthen those muscles. So pulse the heel up, feel the glute muscle work, the hamstring engage as well. Get a big breath. All right, what you're gonna do is you're gonna inhale as you lift your heel up to the ceiling. Feel an opening, a broadening of your belly and floor. And then when you exhale, keep your knee bent, pull your knee into your chest and cross it over to your left elbow. And then inhale, open up, donkey kick, essentially your heel to the ceiling. And then exhale, pull your belly into your spine, pelvic floor comes in and up, cross your knee over to your elbow. And do that a few times. Inhale, open, expand. Don't be afraid to open your belly. Exhale. Notice this rounding of the spine. Take advantage of that to help propel your belly into your spine and lift up. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, donkey kick. Exhale, cross. And then lower the knees down. Whew, nice. Let's get the other side. Extend your left leg back behind you. Lift your left toes off the ground. Bend your left knee. Take a little round in your tailbone just so low back stays flat. We're really isolating the leg muscles and start to take some donkey kicks with your left foot. Imagine you have a plate in your left foot and you're trying to push it up to the ceiling. So really just isolating the muscles of your left hamstring, left glute. All right, now take an inhale. Feel an opening of your belly, a broadening of these muscles back here. And then exhale, curl your knee into your chest at the same time. Pull the pelvic floor in and up, belly into spine. Cross your left knee over to your right elbow. Inhale, donkey kick. Exhale, belly to spine. Prevent yourself from using the restroom by pulling those floor muscles in and up. Cross the leg over. Inhale, donkey kick. Exhale, cross. A few more times to your breath, to your pace. You can go quicker or slower. As much as it takes, go as slow as it takes to really coordinate these movements. Breath with contraction and relaxation of those muscles. One more. Ooh, so good, so good. Lower your knees down. Swing your legs around in front of you. Get a little windshield wiper for your legs. Okay, now we're all gonna do is take a figure 4 stretch. So Few options. You can simply just extend your left leg, cross your right leg over your left, bend your left knee to the point where you feel a little stretch, wrap around this outer right hip, and you can stay right here. If your wrists don't really enjoy that today, that's totally cool. You can get up next to a couch or a wall, gently just lay down on your back, and bring that lower foot to a couch or the wall. Same idea, same stretch. Or you can just lay on your back and pull your leg into your chest. Wherever you decide to be, take about 5 to 7 deep breaths. You can even rock and roll the figure 4. Doing so good. One more breath. And then slowly release. Ooh, shake your legs out. Let's do the other leg. Cross your left leg over your right. Bend your right knee in to the point where you feel a nice stretch. Wrap around your outer left hip. Find the variation that works for you, lying on your back. This bottom foot can be on a wall, on a couch, chair. 5 to 7 deep breaths. So good. One last cycle of breath. And then release. Shake your legs out. Go ahead and lie onto your back. Just pull your knees into your chest. Bring your arms to a T and let your knees rock over to one side. Get a big exhale as your knees float to the floor. Just giving your spine, outer hips a little relief. This is where really all sense of effort can just be dissolved. Just let your body feel stretchy. Let it feel relaxed. A few breaths with the knees on one side. And then lift your knees up and over. Make sure to take about 5 to 7 deep breaths. With the knees on the other side, big exhale as they float to the floor. Let your low back get soft. Soften the muscles of your face and chest and shoulders, neck. And a few more breaths. Good. And then slowly bring your knees back to center. Do any last poses, adjustments, happy baby, anything that you need. Legs up the wall is a really nice little recalibration if you want to put your legs on top of a couch or a chair or up the wall anywhere, or just let them hang. Just come to a position where you can rest and feel as minimal sensation as possible. And give yourself a little smile, appreciating your body and where it's at right now. Not where you want it to be, not where it has been, but where it's at right now. And then slowly, slowly rock over to one side. Push yourself up to a seat. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.